I got to work.
All right, grasshoppers. Yes, it is this time of the week. It's 10 o'clock, Wednesday morning. Donald Trump had to leave New York yesterday to get back so we could watch this show. I don't know if people know that or not, but that's what he secretly announced at Twitter. Look, he erased it off Twitter once he said it, though, initially. I saw it.
Oh, my God.
It was there.
So much.
He says, guys, I have to get back to my home. I have to watch Gabberty and Laidlaw.
It's
What's
a wild
happening?
world. It is
Yes.
a wild world, Thomas.
How are you? I was in, you would have laughed. I was in Flyers territory on the weekend doing a podcast of Full Change. So we had Brian Propp, and he had a charity event going on. So we had Brian Propp, Eddie Hospodar.
Nice.
Mark Howe was there. Remember the referee, Kerry Fraser? He was there too.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Kerry Fraser. Absolutely. That's Bill Alonge's friend. Bill Alonge works with the Rangers, the youth organization. Right. You've run into Bill.
Yeah. Yes, I
know. He's another guy who has bald, no hair.
No hair. Yeah. Follically challenged.
Anyway, so how'd that go? How many of those guys did you drop the gloves with?
Actually, nobody. I used to slash. No, I wasn't going to fight Eddie. He was nuts. We were teammates to start with, and we were laughing because we had the game in Philly one time when he traded. He was to Hartford and then Philly, and in pregame warmups, we're shooting pucks at his feet, trying to knock him down. And having fun with him. And Keenan was coaching. And Keenan saw all this go on. So he benched him for the game. He wouldn't let him play. He said, "You have fun with your friends out there."
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Keenan was not a well-liked person, supposedly, coach, right?
Oh, yeah. But like disrespectful stuff. You know, like I think the reality is he's probably a good hockey coach. Like he knew the game, but he's doing all this stuff that was just ridiculous. Yeah.
But can you give me like a clean example of
sure.
something?
Yep, sure. So they had the big pregame brawl with the Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs, late 80s, I think it was. Well, Keenan dressed 5 extra guys because he told Eddie to go out and start the brawl, and he wanted extra guys out there to do that. Yeah. It's just, and it's pointless. What was it going to prove? It was like, we're going to get Montreal to back down. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's
good. And then, like, he's the kind of guy too that him and I, we tried out for the Canadian Olympic team together. I did not remember that when he was coaching. I realized that later on. He's the kind of guy. We'd walk down the hallway, just the two of us. He paid no attention to me, just rude. Like, he knew who I was. And then when he lost his job, he wanted me. Don Waddell was the general manager and president down in Atlanta. So Keenan wanted to give me. Don was my old college roommate, so Keenan wanted a job there. And all of a sudden, he's calling me and kissing my rear end, wanting me to help him get a job down in Atlanta. So
isn't that amazing when people do that?
Yeah,
they didn't know you all of a sudden. I experienced that with the music business.
Yeah, and don't you think too? Like you're the same way. I have no problem helping people, but don't be phony like that. If you're a friend of mine and you need help, even if you're not a friend of mine, we just barely know each other. I don't need mind helping. Well, I have a little something I need to discuss with you.
Yes.
So I have my own personal sleep expert.
Yes, sir.
And I also have my own personal amateur genealogist.
Oh my God, really?
So a little research was done, and we come to find out that Gabberty was playing for the Southsiders basketball team.
Me?
Yep. The Southside Boys Club senior basketball team, 16 to 18 age group, scored a 80-76 win over Feeney Park at Winners Court. Is that you?
God. That's a long time ago.
Yes. Gabberty fired 24 points for the victors.
Yes. Yeah.
Backed by your buddy Bob Casera, Rich Corbo, John Harnett, and Bob Marino.
There you go.
See, all this time we thought you were a one-trick pony. You're just like, you're the Aerosmith, and here you are, you're a basketball star.
I played basketball. You know what though? Look, I was short. My basketball career ended at Iona College. Okay, right. Iona College in New Rochelle. When I jumped for a rebound and the lights above me got dark as a 7-foot Kevin Vesey and a 7-foot Jeff Rulin jumped over me. I was 6'2", and that was it. I realized when I went home that I told my father, I says, I'm not making this team. Jeff Rulin went on to the NBA, played for the 76ers for years. Right. And Vesey played in Europe. Anyway, so basketball, too short.
Okay, so who do you think I'm going to get up on the screen? Who are we going to start with?
Go.
One of our favorite people on the planet, this magical creature. Yay, the best hour of the week is started. Yep. See, that's right. Donald Trump says the same thing. Donald Trump's watching the show right now.
Trump is definitely watching.
Did you watch any of the? I watched none with him being in New York yesterday. Did you watch that?
No. I just saw traffic and I changed the channel. I really didn't. I didn't want to get involved with that. I think that I feel that what we need more than anything is not two political parties
Oh, I know.
beating the crap out of each other. Because what's going to happen now? If a Republican wins, what are they going to go after? The
Yeah.
Democrats
Totally.
and the laptop and Biden and all this other happy crap?
We
And
got
who are the hostages? We are the hostages.
yes.
Tom.
We got all this other stuff going on in the world. You know,
Yeah.
kids with mental health issues and diabetes and heart conditions, and because we're not taking care of ourselves and we're worried about Donald Trump. Like, and what's going to be the point of it? Right.
Nothing. How about sex trafficking?
Oh, I know.
Hey, how about women or young kids, boys, girls, whatever it is, getting yanked off the street?
Yeah.
And put into that industry? It's disgusting. I mean, things like that. That's just one thing.
I know.
How about we focus on positivity?
Yeah.
How about we focus on all the things that you and I have been working on on ourselves with? Why not bring that out to the others in schools? You know, what you plant in a kid's mind from age 1 to 7 or 8. They have no filter. So what you put in there, that's going to help them. That's going to dictate their future or jackpot them.
Yeah,
you know
totally.
what I'm saying?
Very true.
I mean,
we don't. Yeah, we don't know the effect. We don't realize. We know. We don't always act on that knowledge about what we're doing to young people, how we're shaping them negatively and positively. Right? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I mean, it's amazing. Really, even to the point of like when people would say, "Oh, terrible twos." Terrible twos. Well, at a 2-year-old, you're going to tell the kid that? You're going to put that message out about what a terrible kid he was when he was 2 years old.
Hey, listen, I'm living and breathing truth. You know, I thought I'd really improve myself, and I did in a lot of ways. But my relationships with women it was terrible, and I would just laugh about it, saying that, oh yeah, it's all. I meet crazy women. This is just the way it is. And I finally, well, you helped me in this too. I finally realized, look in the mirror. Yeah. Realize that you can be better, you can do better, but you got to change things. You really need to work on it. And it was painful, but it was a good painful, like changing myself. So,
well, I mean, I give you credit because you didn't have to do that. I mean, with the success you had in sports, so many guys just, and it's nothing against the guys who do it, but there are so many guys that just ride that 11-year, part of their life into the rest of their lives, into their 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Man, you're doing it too. You can just be so much better. Enjoy. So for me now, the people that are going out of my life are people, I don't mean to be mean, but they're negative people. And now new people are coming into my life, all positive, all adding, all happy for me. I'm happy for them and their successes. Yeah, it's a totally different world. Yeah.
I mean, you get back what you put out there. I believe that. So, and it might not be like, look, if I do something good for you or vice versa, it might not be acknowledged, let's say. Okay. But it's going to come back. There's good that's going to come back. I just put out good, get good. Yeah. Think good thoughts. Your thoughts become your habits. Your habits become your actions, and your actions become your reality. I mean, I read and listen to so much stuff on this that it's bound to stick, some of the things that I'm doing.
Totally. Yeah, it's good. Danny Erickson, I was driving back from Philadelphia on Saturday. Danny Erickson called and had his son online. We had to get a little chat there. So I'm glad we made a difference. Yeah, he's a good kid. Good kid. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many opportunities to do that. And also there are go-to people that we talk to.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
I mean, we talk to each other and help each other out. I mean, I could get on the horn with Fran Tarkington, who's a great guy and a mentor, and he's still killing it out there. He's all about business and
does he have a relationship with God?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is that a big part of his presentation too? Does he speak about that?
He talks about his spirituality. A lot of people are cautious about trying to force anything down anybody's throat as far as that goes. And it's really, I once again, we've talked about this is a God of like I have a God of my understanding.
Sure.
And so I could tell you about him, but if you don't believe, exactly what I say, well, that doesn't mean that you're not spiritual. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know the things I had to get past, like I would justify me not being in any kind of religious or having a relationship with God because there's no way a Virgin Mary is going to be walking down the street. That just doesn't happen. There's no way you're going to be part of the Red Sea, but those were all miracles. They were miracles.
Right. Right.
See, I couldn't rationalize that before, and I started to learn that now. So, yeah.
And let me put it this way. Some of this stuff, how important is it if it actually happened that way? You know what I mean? In other words, it's like anything else in life. It might not have exactly happened that way because it's not like this is a firsthand account. It's not like God wrote the Bible or Jesus Christ, if you believe in Jesus Christ, wrote the Bible or the Quran or whatever it is that you might believe in. It's like anything else. It's even with positivity or any of these people, Hooverman, the neuroscience, you take all their opinions or you take all their scientific findings or you take everything and really then you do what you want with it.
Right.
You know, you could find infrared sauna, good, infrared sauna, bad. That's just one example, right? You have to believe in Jesus Christ. Oh, you don't have to believe in Jesus Christ.
Right.
You know what I mean? In other words, you have to make your own decisions when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. I watched Hooverman on Joe Rogan. I saw your guy.
Did you like it?
He's informative, man. He knows the stuff, the scientific. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. And I just think that the fact is he is a regular guy like you and I.
Yeah, I was surprised.
You can hang out with him. You know what I mean? He's got I don't know if they talked about the sleeves of tattoos that he has or when he grew up, he was a skateboarder, none of that stuff, right?
Well, I thought he was going to be this old guy too. Like
he's 47 years old, 47, 48. He lives on the West Coast. Right. He's very informative. He really is.
I really got hooked on like the facts he was spewing. I was like, oh, like I can't remember what it was, but all these different kind of chemicals in your body and everything. So yeah.
Oh yeah, he studies all of that. I mean, and so the best way anybody could really get a quick tutorial on him is to go on YouTube and look at the shorts instead of the 2.5 hour dissertations on each thing. Right. They now made them into little shorts that take maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So you could find out about testosterone. You could find out about alcohol. You could find out about pot. You could find out about mushrooms. He'll tell you all, everything about the stuff that people are talking about, spirituality even. Right. He'll just give you the scientific facts or the studies that he just spews out knowledge.
Right. Yeah. Wow. He's good. I was really impressed with the stuff. And it wasn't like simple stuff. It was like complicated chemicals and names and the differences. And
But he explains it.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Yeah. One was trying new things to know what works and what doesn't work. No attachment. Yeah, you know what? And that's one of the biggest changes for me, man. I realized for a period of time in my life, I was just stuck. This was it. I would say to people, I know I've said this before. This is my code. I'm not changing the code. This is going to stay this way. And since I've changed that around and started learning new things, like you realize how much more new things you can add and make your life better. Yeah, man, unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean but you shifted your mindset.
Yeah,
right.
You know what? I got rid of that whole afraid to feel vulnerable, more worrying too much about what people thought of me, instead of just like I've opened up now and I've talked to people about stuff and they're like, like who are you? It's like, it's still different. And I realized I was limiting myself and I was limiting my interactions with people, my talking to people. Like one of the things my book has been dragging on and has got done, and I'm so glad it did drag on now because my life continues to change. Yeah, it'll be a whole new book now. It's not the same as it was before. Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. But that's look, I mean, there's all terminology for this stuff, but the one that sticks with me is a growth mindset.
Yeah.
As opposed to a fixed mindset. If you had a fixed mindset, you were fixed on certain things.
Yep, totally.
Right. And no one could change that.
Yeah.
And still you're fixed on things, and that's you. All right. So, if somebody has an appointment with you, they should be on time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the only excuse might be like an accident that occurred before you left. Like basically a car hits your car.
Isn't that interesting that I've still kept who I am, but I've allowed myself to change parts. And that's probably what I was afraid of before. Like, no, I can't change who I am. Right. But I realize now, well,
but you are who you are. But at the same time, it made sense to, I feel that even with the incident with your uncle, and we keep going back to that because that's like a traumatic experience that you basically wasn't aware was a traumatic experience. You know what I'm saying? That had effect on you. That's one of them. Anyway, so now it's not like the rest of your life you're going to go, oh, woe is me, woe is me, 6 years old. Oh my God, what a traumatic experience. Because that's not what this is about. It's about identifying it, right? Dealing with it. And then you it's part of you. You put it in a drawer and you know that it's there and that's the story. And now you can share it.
Yeah, and not blaming anybody else. Like not blaming my mother. She had her own mental health issues. She's a fantastic mother in so many ways. It's just like you said, it was my issue. I needed to deal with it instead of just hiding it away. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's no script to this stuff.
Yeah.
There's no script. Could there have been do-overs? Yeah, it would be nice if there were mulligans. Like I know in golf, you could take another shot or something like that. But that's not what it's about. So since we can't take another shot in some instances, we have to learn from our mistakes. Yeah. What could we do? We could change it hopefully in the future. And also what we're doing is we're talking about it in the hopes that someone listens and maybe gain something from this.
Right. Yeah, don't be afraid to change for sure. And you're right. And I know you believe the same thing that, although, yes, nice to have some mulligans and change some things, but all those things that you did, good and bad in the past, made you who you are today too, right?
Yeah.
And you got to love yourself. I mean, it's funny because I got back a month ago and I'm like, oh man, I really love myself. But then I realized I have some things to work on still.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You're accepting yourself. So but you have self-confidence, you have self-love, but you also realize, I mean, I have to embrace my jerkhood. You know what I mean? There's some jerky stuff that I have done and that I can continue to do.
Right.
But by being aware, I mean, all this stuff, you say it, but then when you actually start to live it, it really gives it more meaning. But by being aware of the things you can do, whatever it might be, ego for me, ego, easing God out.
Yeah.
That once I do that, I'm an idiot. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. It really doesn't. If I think that it's me doing things, especially this month. I mean, this month we did some incredible things. The people that I work with, we helped, but with God involved. But we helped some people out in a very cool way, and I was lucky because it was all about God. There had to be somebody other than myself running the show for all of this. There had to be some divine intervention, and it was spectacular, the results.
See, that's one of the hardest things for me. Like in my mind, everything I've done in my life, I've done it, good and bad. I take the blame for the bad things, and I take the credit for the good things. And then you start to realize as you learn about God that's if you really believe it's He that did it all, right? You were there, but right.
Yeah. But you have to do, but you have to. I believe that you have to do the footwork.
Yeah.
So in other words, if you say, "Oh God, I want to play Major League hockey. I want to play Major League sports. Whatever the sport might be, basketball, baseball," and then I don't do the work, I don't do the practice. Well, then it might not happen. How's that? You know what
totally.
I mean?
Here's a compliment to you. You fine magical creature, you. Hey, Rich, first time seeing and listening to you. Cheers on the insights. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's true. And I think we sit here and chat like we're just talking to each other, but hopefully it seems like, and we hope it continues to happen, and we make a difference in somebody's lives too. They say two hard asses like us up here admitting our faults and that we're vulnerable and all that. Yeah.
I mean, look, but that's why we do this. I mean, we're doing it to reach out. I mean, because this to me is more important. And I was talking to a friend of mine this morning in the entertainment industry. And what we really want to do is figure out a way to do some kind of positivity tour, and put 2 or 3 or 4 bands together, and go across the country. And the kind of bands that are uplifting, they have no agenda. There's no politics involved. There's no even religion. The religion will be spirituality, let's say, and just get people that have.
Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool to be part of that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Do something like that. That's just came up. We spitball together.
That's cool.
Once a week or twice a week. And we'll see what happens.
So Danny Erickson here, he has a little. Patillo contends that God told him he was going to play hockey. I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah. Nicky's a pretty deep human being. I think sometimes people see Nicky getting in fights all the time and throwing the pucks up in the stands. But when you sit down with Nicky, he's got a huge heart, cares about people a lot, always helping others. So good.
I mean, think about it. A lot of the guys just because they're fighters, that's a role they took in the game, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And they obviously have feelings because unfortunately a couple of years ago, right, a bunch of them took their lives. You know what I'm saying? They were in such
there's pain. 3 of them. Yeah, there's 3 of them, but only one really committed suicide.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So people say that's not a big deal. Still wanted to commit suicide. He had some mental health issues himself. I think it was Rippon was his last name. I can't remember his first name. The other one, Beauregard, it was a drug overdose. And then the other player, I can't remember his name, but it's tough guy from Toronto. I probably shouldn't talk about it. He died in Canada, so they can't release the information of how he died.
Right. Okay.
But apparently it was a self-inflicted issue. So.
Yeah, but
I not suicide, but
but I'm saying the pain to do that.
Yes,
and there was a song by Linkin Park, and the lead singer's name is Chester. But no matter what, like anybody, just one death from that is too many. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. I agree.
And coincidentally, he then went on and took his own life, the lead singer. So
wow. Ron, our veteran up in Buffalo, New York, you magical creature. Good to see you here. Thanks for the show. Woke up and started thinking it was going to be a bad day.
Yeah.
Changed my mindset. Good. Perfect. Yeah. And what it goes to your point, Rich, right? What we want to talk about today, it's what we tell ourselves, right? Like we need to tell ourselves we're great. We need to tell ourselves we're great human beings. We need to tell ourselves the world, like all this. I'll get in my soapbox a little bit here, but people, you hear all this stuff, the world, the country's terrible and all that. You know what? Our country is a fantastic country. I chose to become a citizen of this country, the physical country itself, the Great Lakes, the Rocky Mountains, the beaches, the cities and everything. Fantastic people doing great things. It's just we don't hear about all that stuff. It's always the bad stuff. It's the Donald Trump coming to New York like yesterday. But that's the minority of things that are happening in this country. There's so many people volunteering to coach youth sports and helping neighbors and everything. So I think we get stuck in that rut where, oh God, the world's terrible. It's not. Does it have bad things? Is there racism? Is there crime? All that? Yeah. But yeah.
I think making a difference is what counts. And there are people that make differences. And you touched on it. The guy who coaches the Mite team, squirt team, guy or girl, that coaches the Mite, squirt, peewee teams, the bantam teams, all of that stuff. And they really put their heart and soul into it. You got to give them credit.
Totally.
There's a place that I got to mention that there is a place in Kansas City, okay, called Veronica's Voice. And Veronica's Voice takes people that have been trafficked in the sex trade industry. They take them and they put them in a 2-year program. Okay. They also deal with addiction, because a lot of the people that get involved with that, unfortunately, they get kidnapped and placed in situations they really wouldn't normally be in, turn to drugs or turn to drugs first and then became trafficked. Anyway, so they're doing some incredible work. That place there, we should be talking about that place. And there's so many other places like that. You know what I'm saying? That helping people out tremendously. Yeah.
I was very lucky when I went up to Northern Michigan probably 3 or 4 months ago. Now I made the presentation in front of the student athletes at Northern, and I also got to go to a alternative high school. I guess I was just naive. I didn't know what an alternative high school was. Obviously, kids have a choice to go to this different high school, and I won't name names, obviously, but there's 3 girls in there that were sex trafficked. One was, I guess that's the proper term, sex trafficked. One was put in by her mother. So imagine being that young girl. To deal. I mean, but like you said, there's obviously a lot of places out there to get help. This school was fantastic. That was one of the most moving and emotional presentations I made. Just knowing I was in front of that group of people and stuff. Some of them have been through. So
yeah, and the peace of mind, the solace that you could give these people, and you get it back. Whatever, you know that you get more than you give.
This one sweetheart of a girl, right in front of everybody else, really opened up about her depression. We'd gone to dinner the night was the night of that presentation, and she actually posted on Facebook that I was her hero. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, like
it's amazing, right?
Yeah, it felt incredible that I'd reached her that way, and that she felt that way. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, it's good, and you're open to it, Tom. That's you know what?
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. Even the people that watch the show, or
isn't that true, right? Because you think back, like you mentioned before, I think back, geez, I played in the NHL for 11 years. That's so cool. You know, that's the epitome. And you think to yourself, okay, well, that was nice, but helping somebody else like this is way different than way better. Yeah.
It's tremendous. It really is. Even with the bands. I mean, all the stuff with the bands and thrilling. Yes, got him on stage and all of that, and kept him alive, which was an accomplishment. Really is. Anyway, but even just helping people in need, right? Because and then you'd be amazed that people help you. You get help tremendously out of left field from people. So it's just, I think that's what we should focus on. Some kind of we have to unite somehow. Yeah. Okay. We got to stop. We the people have the vote, right? We the people should be able to put some input into how this country's running, without being a political.
You know what? That's okay. So how does that happen though? We're so divided right now about we're not cheering for the country. We're cheering for a party, right?
Yeah, I think we're blindly following. I think it's a lot of we're following as opposed, and I don't mean to get out into the streets and riot or anything like that. I think though that there has to be a message, there has to be a platform and a way to put out a message of unity, and really not force anybody's agenda down anybody's throat. I don't
But
think.
okay,
That's,
so
sorry,
and I agree with you 100%.
ahead.
But the problem is though that the politicians, they don't want us all united, right?
Mhm.
Because then we're realizing these guys are a bunch of scumbags. Like they're in there, there's special interest groups and lobbyists.
Yeah.
They're all making tons of
Well,
money.
they're
Right.
self-serving. Whoever gives
Right.
them the most money. Obviously, you and I aren't going to stroke a check for $100 million.
Yeah.
And we're not going to, you know what I'm saying? So we don't want to deplete our bank accounts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as a result, who's going to listen? But they'll use somebody like you,
Right.
okay, to show up,
Right.
right? If you were willing to back somebody, they would march you out there at a cocktail party or whatever. You know,
It's
you
funny.
and a bunch
It's
of
interesting you say that. I was at an event a couple weeks ago out in Long Island. There's a
Yep.
politician there. They were honoring somebody, I can't remember who it was. And he latched on to me and he wants me to come out to his events and everything.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah, well, that's that. But so that, you know what, that I did that whenever in the 90s. I did that in the 90s,
Right.
fresh from while I was doing the Aerosmith stuff. I
Right.
went to a couple of things, and let me tell you something. Once they win, or once they lose, or
Oh,
once
yeah.
you have, once you
done.
need something, whatever, can you help such this situation?
Right.
Forget it.
Yeah, they're done with it.
Oh, I wish I could do that for you. No, I
Yeah.
just can't do that. I wasn't even asking for anything. I wanted like maybe sprinkles on my ice cream cone or something.
You know, I'm going to do a little shout out here. So, there's a
Go.
buddy of mine, Gary Dorkowitz. You probably met him. He coaches
heard his
at
name.
coaches a high school hockey team. I can't remember where it is.
In Westchester County.
Yeah, across the bridge
Okay,
near
Rockland.
Muncie. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Rockland County. Yeah,
Rockland. Yeah.
great guy. And he called me yesterday, and he does a lot of stuff for the Rangers and everything too. And he called me. He wanted to vent. You know, he's coached for about 30 years, and he's done so much like you. He's done he coaches the same way as you, not just to win, but to help kids and everything. And he had a parent send an anonymous letter to the athletic director complaining about some of the things he did. And it was great. I just listened for half an hour, and he told me all the stuff he was bothering him. And the biggest takeaway for me was, I hope I helped him with it too. Just saying, listen, just think about all the kids you've helped, and don't think about this one parent. And again, I get why it was frustrating for him, but don't listen to or don't have respect for somebody who doesn't even have the time or the courage to put their name on a letter, right? Like, just and it's easy for me to say it, but he's not important. He's not important. Those kids that you're helping all the time are important, same as you.
Yeah, true. But he's a passionate coach, and he put 30 years, or if it was 30 years, you put 30 years of your life into that. Yeah. And yes, you do help kids, but at the end of the day, you're underpaid and at times underappreciated. So a letter like that, which is so easy to write, an anonymous letter, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because what, the kid was a fourth liner or a third liner or the backup goalie. You know, you're going to have unhappiness. Right. It would have been easier just to acknowledge the parent and say, "What do you want to talk about?"
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's tons of parents. I mean, I could give you a litany of parents that had something to say. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what to say. I don't know.
And you learn. I know you learn this too. You learn the parents are not bad people. They just love their kids. That's all they see, and they love them. So
I mean, and
here's Susan Brooks. Don't diminish how much hockey and all live sports help people's mental look. Going to a Ranger game after a hard day of work was the best therapy. Being with friends and yelling, that's pretty cool. Good job, Susan. Yeah,
that's awesome, Susan. Yeah, and that's true. That I got to tell you, the Ranger fans, and I'm sure whatever team's fans are so passionate. But I mean, I used to have season tickets to the Rangers back in the day, and the people they wore the same shirt, they sat the same way, they had the same snack. They had it's time for the beer. There's 10 minutes left. I always have a beer at the 9-minute mark. It brings luck.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's how Danny's got a good memory here.
Go ahead.
So, like the anonymous letter about Tom looking down. So Ted Sater, when he was coaching, he felt like he was like a Mike Keenan. So he's going to play all these psychological games on you. So we're at the practice rink. We're all sitting in the room one side, and I think we're watching a video of our game. And Sater walks in right in front of everybody and reads this. He claimed was an anonymous letter that the fan wrote about me not standing properly during national anthems. So he's doing this, and I'm just steaming too, And I said something to him like, "Man, you're a genius. Like, you're the smartest coach I've ever seen." Like, I'm totally sarcastic with him.
While he was saying it, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he was done, because he could tell he's really proud of himself. He put this. I said, "I'm going to go read this in front of the whole team to embarrass Tom or inspire him or whatever he's going to do." It was. I mean, wow, you're brilliant.
I don't.
Don Maloney one time. Don Maloney, Ted Sater did not like him either, and
Wow.
Don was a fantastic Ranger. And so we were in Quebec City, and Don wasn't playing a whole lot. And Ted comes in, he goes, he was mad at somebody else, and he goes, this person, you're sitting down, and Don, you're going in, you're going to play more, and you deserve it. And Don gives it the old, like, oh my God, like he goes like he's like fainting, like, oh, thank you, Ted. Ted thought he was serious, like we're all dying laughing, and Don is totally being sarcastic with him. Oh, it's funny stuff.
I don't. That's he didn't last long, did he?
Sater, no. Apparently he then he was at Boston as an assistant coach, and they hired him thinking that he was like, he really interviews well. Like he can be a really intelligent guy. He gets wrapped up in all this other nonsense. And they'd hired him, and they watched him on the bench, and he'd walk down on the bench like he was going to talk to somebody. He wouldn't talk to anybody. He'd walk, like he'd stand there for a bit, like he'd talk to somebody, like he was fooling everybody, like that he was really coaching. Yeah. So they fired him. Yeah. And then we had big Clark Gillies on the show too, and he talked about how when Ted was coaching up in Buffalo and Clark was there, and this is after he'd won 4 cups, fought everybody on the planet, and Sater threw him out there, some young tough guy that and Clark had not been playing very much. Got into a fight, and Sater came by him in the locker room, and oh man, I'm so proud of you out there tonight. And I guess Gillies stood up and grabbed him by the collar and threw him against the wall.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and I had that confirmed from some other players that were there too. So yeah. Oh, Gillies was scary, man. Oh,
I got to tell you that the pros. I mean, the college kids, it's good because they'll ask you questions.
Right.
I believe in having an open door. So you have something to say it. Let's not F-bomb each other in public. That's inappropriate. And negative attitudes. I have no time for negative attitudes.
Didn't you respect the player more if he came into your office, closed the door, and even if you guys didn't agree, you battled out. At least he did it behind closed doors to your face, right?
Oh yeah, I respected that, but I also told him now. I appreciate that you bring this to my attention. Yeah. I said, but now you're going to get the chance.
Right.
I'm going to look to use you if you feel that you're usable. Now you got to step up and do it though.
Right.
It's one thing to talk about being accountable.
Right. Totally.
And then when you get the opportunity to be accountable and you're not,
right.
That
is the thing about building yourself as a person too, right? It's not just about hockey. It's that, okay, I want to be better in life. I want to do so, but you have to do the work. You can say that you want to be better, but you've got to do the work, right? Yeah.
I think 100%. I think everybody will. It's so easy to say, I want to be better. Right. That's easy.
Yeah.
So especially if you're in a position of authority, like a coach or a business owner or a general manager, whatever it might be you do for a living, but people are always going to say, I'm going to do better.
Right.
Okay. Right. I remember with the car service business, you had to be on time. You had to be early. Early was on time. Being on time was late. You know what I mean? Because the last thing you want is somebody saying, "Where's my car?" and waiting for the driver.
I know, right?
You understand what I mean? So then the guy would say, "Oh, yeah, I got to do better at that. I got to do better." Well, if you keep it, then he would be late again. Oh, you'll never guess what happened. Who wants to deal with that? Next.
Totally. So I need to vent a little bit. This is a personal thing. So Larry Melnick, great person, great friend of mine, old partner. So it's like you're dealing with the Pope. At least he thinks, because he'll only communicate on WhatsApp, right?
Oh, WhatsApp, sure.
Oh yeah. And I hardly get on WhatsApp. So now like Larry expects like he'll leave me a message to call him or whatever. And it's like, if I don't get to it right away, it's like, it's an insult to him. I don't know.
I think he's just breaking your shoes. Both
you think so?
Both of you like to break each other's chops, obviously. Okay. But more important than anything, and I know he's won a cup or two, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll tell you about it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he should. Why not?
Yeah.
But he's been married 30 years. He should lead with that 30 something years.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So
I should have more respect for him because of that fact.
No. I would just listen. WhatsApp. How hard is it? You're on WhatsApp. Dial on WhatsApp.
All right.
Your communication style is needs some work. Okay. I asked you. Let's talk about 4 things on this podcast today. We have an opportunity. Pick one of these 4 things
that I have to go to a special app. Like, why can't he come to me? Right. So
here's the problem with WhatsApp, and I understand it. Like, it seems that Canadians, okay, because my friends in Canada all use WhatsApp. It's more of an international app that's well used.
So you don't have to pay for the the call.
Something like that. You know what I mean? It has to do with something with saving 36 cents or something like that. I don't know what it is, but WhatsApp is easy to do that. It's also easy to send documents back and forth. It's easy to send pictures back and forth. So WhatsApp is definitely something that's used worldwide.
So I should be on it more. I got to stay with the times.
The problem is when somebody calls me on WhatsApp, I haven't figured out how it's supposed to ring on my phone. So but if you are initiating the call, by all means, call him on WhatsApp.
All right, I'll do that then.
And you know what that would? That's a mind.
Right, it's a mindset.
A mindset shift. You're shifting your mindset.
Right. Okay. Right? So you know what? That's another lesson. I've got to open my mind up. Be willing to accept WhatsApp. Okay. All right.
What is Gandhi saying here?
Respect everyone, even if they are not being respected. You know what, Alicia? Wow. Thank you. You're correct. You're correct.
That's a beautiful thing to say. How about can we ignore? It'll be fun to have like everybody pop up on the screen. But anyway, can we? What about we just ignore the person that's disrespecting us?
Right.
That could be that.
Good point. So don't get upset about it. Don't feel diminished. Don't feel anything. Just move on. So okay. Right.
Wow. Sorry about that.
What's that song from?
That's just my phone. That's my
Cheers. No, Cheers, right? Was it Cheers? Or?
No, I don't know where it's from. It's from it's a Verizon phone, and I didn't put it on Do Not Disturb, and now it's on Do Not Disturb. Sorry. It was a
hold on.
What do you
Deb's
got?
coming up. The magical creature Deb is coming up.
Here we go.
You can make a goal of being the best communicator on WhatsApp. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's ambitious, Deb. That is ambitious for Tom.
So, but here's the thing: when I feel like when I communicate now verbally, I'm pretty good. Right?
Yeah,
I've opened up. I've talked about my feelings, all that kind of stuff.
Fantastic, right? And fantastic. It's just sometimes I get it. You must get a lot of messages. Okay, you either get a lot of messages, or you're so busy doing whatever it is that you're doing that it just four.
Right, and I think it's partly because I do like the one finger typing, like it's like it's like it's hammering it down, and my thumbs and fingers are too big, so I very often I hit the wrong thing. So I just, you know what I do? I dictate much betterly. I use the dictator.
Well, you're lucky because it understands you. Because my broken Bronx English, things come out so screwed up. I cannot just talk into the phone and then hit send because like the most silliest things go to people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
no good.
Yeah, I do have to talk to you. So like, Rich, let's pick number 4.
Yeah. Let's pick number 4. I think we need to work on that.
Right.
Okay. Whatever. It's all good. Oh my God. So Deb is right. That's ambitious. That's ambitious. I think that. But how about just better?
Better. That's true. Get better every day. Right. There's no
Yoda.
There's no Yoda. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Danny's got a comment here. Rich is dude looks like a lady. What?
Yeah. Dude looks like a lady.
Is that a song?
Dude looks like a lady is an Aerosmith song, and it started from Steven walking someplace and turning to us and saying that dude looks like a lady. And
oh, really?
And it was somebody in another rock band.
Oh,
and they did look like ladies at the time. Yes, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Well, he exactly wasn't exactly John Wayne, right?
Understood. Yes, he actually. Yes, his big thing was rifling women's closets. Well, actually, a couple of them. They would go through the women's closets and say, "Can I borrow this shirt for the stage?"
Oh,
because they were so skinny. They were they were like 150 pounds, 140 pounds. Some of these guys.
Right.
So yeah, God bless them, and he's still alive.
How old is he, Steven Tyler?
He's 74.
Really? Yes. He's had a hard life, right? Like he's used that body.
He beat himself up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He definitely beat himself up, and continues to do so.
Oh, really?
As recently as they canceled like 6 shows. They lost $6 million in revenue.
Right.
In Vegas, whenever the heck that was in April.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Yeah.
It was last year. Well, he checked into a rehab center. So the sick is yes, he definitely is.
So he's been in and out of rehab centers.
Yes, he uses them as like you and I would go to on vacation. Club Med. he goes. Yeah.
All right. So there's an interesting thing. So we've learned to change ourselves, change our mindset. He just is not willing to do that, or is he?
No, he knows everything. He has done. He could come out and regurgitate everything about Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, positivity. You know what I'm saying? He can remember his lyrics. He can remember all the sayings and slogans. It's just sometimes the disease, and
Right.
it's
So
a
he's-
disease,
yeah.
it overtakes him.
Right.
I think one of the best things he ever said was that he's a good father. He's this, he's that, but he's a great drug addict.
Oh, really?
Like
Oh,
he's a good singer. He's a good songwriter, a good performer, a good husband, a good father. But what he's best at is being a great drug addict.
wow.
You know, and so now it's all about the pills, prescription. So now
Do
he
you
gets.
think that makes him sad? Like, I mean, that he's like that, or is it he's
Well, I mean, he
accepted?
has every emotion under the sun. I mean, he really does. He goes from happy to depressed, to anxiety to
Yeah.
you know, every thought that one could possibly get. A lot of it has to do with, from somebody like Hooverman, is cortisol. It has to do with when you go on stage. I got to tell you, and you know this too, from hockey. But when you go on stage and there's 250,000 people out there. Okay, 250,000 people. When you land backstage in a helicopter and you get on golf carts and they take you backstage, and now you get ready and you go and you walk this band on stage. I get goosebumps even talking about it. You know what I'm saying? There's 250,000 people there. There's nothing that really. There's no adrenaline rush like that. So these guys, you know, in order to come down, they're doing whatever it is, because you won't go to sleep.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
so it's very tough.
It.
And then what happens is like full change, like you know what you're doing with the players, and then next thing you know, it's over. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's over. And then what? So you go on tour for 9 months, you get addicted to that you know, 9 months or a year and a half world tour or something like that. When it's over, and next thing you know, you're stuck now. For me, you're in Westchester, New York, you know, and you're like, oh.
Right. So I have learned, and as you know, a lot of addiction goes back to childhood, when somebody has a trauma, up to 8 years old in that time frame. Do you think he has some trauma? Or is it just
yeah,
more...
ton of time? No. I mean, he was picked on as a kid. He was picked on. He was bullied. His mom, you know, there were some things that went on as a child. His mom, I think, had a problem with alcohol. So yeah, he had some trauma, and also he's very creative. So he's you know, he's a very exceptionally creative person. So his mind is constantly going. You know. But they tried. I mean, he has tried everything, and he continues to live, and he continues to go back into rehab, unfortunately. And I think a lot of times what happens is that the people that surround him, you have to watch, because are they my friend? Are they not? Do they have an agenda? You know, what is their agenda?
That's the thing with an athlete. At some point, your career ends as an athlete, but with a musician like that, you can continue to be a musician right up to the day you die, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So you still have that group of people around him that, okay, do you really like me because of me, or is it attracted to the fact that I'm a musician? Right.
And what happens is they change most of these entertainers, musicians of that genre. They change management companies.
Oh, yeah.
Because what happens is that, you know, that they have one management company. They're the ones that blow them up and make them famous. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then what happens? They get married, they get divorced, and now new people come around them, whether it's a wife or, well, the Beatles, great example.
Sure.
John Lennon, Yoko Ono. He married Yoko Ono, and they say that, you know, she became the sixth Beatle or something like that, you know, the fifth Beatle.
So I wasn't paying attention. Well, I don't pay attention much now. Okay. Iris here. All right. I just got a call from the bakery in my town. The staff is working for 2 weeks.
Listen,
he's cleaned up his life, losing weight.
Yeah. Ira, that's a big plus. No sugar, no pastries. I ate and I'm Italian. I ate a cannoli at my friend's birthday party a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was taking drugs. I was like, oh, I felt terrible.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Well, on the weekend we were down in Philly for doing the podcast, and there was nothing much food there, so I had a chicken sandwich that had French fries, and they were fried, obviously. Oh, it felt terrible. Yeah, it actually felt good that I felt so terrible. Like I realized I hadn't had fried food in forever. Yeah,
it's amazing, right? But you really feel it. I forgot. I had the same thing happen. The cannoli, it was like, oh my god, Jesus. This
I know,
is
right?
terrible.
What is a cannoli? Is that like creamy stuff inside? Is that what that is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's fried. It's like what fried
Yeah.
something, and then
You do like when do you do the fish meal? Is that the night before Christmas, Christmas Eve?
yeah, yeah.
The
You're supposed
seven
to have
fishes?
7 fishes. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I used to do that. Yeah, a long time ago.
7 fishes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I went to a couple parties one time. They had 7 fishes. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is the 7 fishes. Delicious. Fantastic. Great
Now,
night.
are you big on Easter?
No.
But
Right now,
it's a very religious day, though, correct?
well, yes, it's a religious day, and I shouldn't say that. You know what? I go to mass on the beach, so that is 7 o'clock in the morning with a bunch of people that I know. We go to mass on the beach. I don't know what religion it is. I don't know if it's Protestant, Episcopalian, Catholic, whatever it is. It is a celebration, and it's spectacular. It really
They actually
is.
do it at my beach. I'm going to go there because I'm there anyway, so I'm going to stay around. Yes, good.
Why not? Just the spirituality of the whole thing.
Okay, so this week is the holiest week of the year, correct?
I believe so.
Right. So Palm Sunday is when he was walking.
Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, Palm Sunday. This is a good lesson. He's a hero. Palm Sunday, right?
Okay.
And then a week later they hang him.
Right. Jesus. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole let up. So Palm
So
Sunday.
Friday they killed him, right? And then Sunday he walked out of the
Friday
tomb?
he gets what? Yeah. Thursday night, watch where you go to eat because that could be the Last Supper. In other words, Thursday he goes to eat with his 12 cronies.
Right.
Right. And one of them rats him out. It's very Italian. It's almost like the mob. And one of the 12 guys rats him out. Okay.
Right.
And so then he gets arrested and they whack him same day.
Right.
They hang him with 2 other thieves. And
then they put him in this tomb.
Yeah, they put him in a tomb. They rolled a rock in front of him. He's dead. And then on Sunday, he pushes the rock open and he goes, "Listen, I'm back."
Right. Okay. All right.
The ultimate comeback.
All right.
So,
and what's Passover is today? What's the significance of Passover?
Ron, help us with that one, Ron.
Yeah. Thank you, Rod.
Because I don't want to make a mistake.
Right. And so I did not realize there was he got killed. Jesus got killed with 2 other. One guy was a criminal, right? One guy was a thief.
They were both. Well, all 3 of them theoretically were bad people.
Okay. But it's wasn't the Catholic Church kind of afraid of him? Jesus, wasn't that what it was?
Not the Catholic Church. No, it was the people, the prophets that were that were popular back then.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting to learn all that. Yeah. And I had one of those things I probably should have known, but
well, I mean, but you don't, so it doesn't matter. It's okay. Right. Yeah. But yes, it is. So to a vast majority of the population, yes, this is a big deal. And on Sunday, right. Easter is a big deal. Right. And once again, I'm lucky enough, I'm grateful enough that I'm going to go on the beach and watch it. Yeah. So at 6 in the morning, I get my spot. I park my car, I get my spot, have my lounge chair, and you sit there in a bathing suit and a t-shirt and you watch mass.
Yeah. Wow.
And cool. It's cool.
I'm going to go do that. Yes, Lorraine, this is Holy Week. Yes, you are correct. I've learned that. Did not know that.
Holy
lesson
Week.
I've learned. Yep. Yes. And Alicia, you are correct as well. It's never too late to learn. I've definitely learned that. I've learned to learn really? Too. That's one of the biggest things.
A lot of
Alicia, magical creature.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Just say yes.
Yes. She's listen.
Look who's here. Hold on. The Silly Salt lady.
Oh, there you go.
Loose cannon. We call her the loose cannon.
Really loose cannon. That's awesome.
That's what I call her. Yeah, she doesn't like that when I call her.
Silly sauce. I wonder if that's down in Florida. I gotta find some of that.
Her mother thinks I'm sexy too. By the way,
does she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You know,
it's true. It doesn't matter. It's just
eyesight can be improved at any age.
She's an older lady. So people don't know Lou Cannon there, loose cannon. They're here and Pam Auger are the ones that created Silly Salts.
Cool.
Two hockey mums, very fun people too. So hopefully that takes off. Anybody needs any Silly Salts? Really tasty, lower in sodium, so they mix it already. So the regular has got garlic, pepper, and salt all together. There's a spicier one. It's got paprika, I think. No, not paprika.
I gotta look for that.
Yeah, Silly Salt. Go to the website, Silly Salt, and order.
Oh yeah. It's not in Costco or something like that.
No, not yet. Not yet. That's the goal.
Step that up. Let's go. Get in there.
Definitely. Costco's quite the machine there, right? And they have like 2,500 items that they constantly. So sometimes they'll take that's their limit. They keep it to that. Sometimes they take an item out of stock and they'll put a new one in.
It's not easy. No, it's not easy to break that.
Yeah.
Costco, Walmart, all of those.
Yeah. And some of the people at some of the companies, I was talking to a woman, they were selling leather bags there. And they had a huge discount to have it in Costco. If you didn't buy it from Costco and then you went to the store, it was like 3 times as much. So it was interesting how they.
Yeah, it's tough. Amazon, is it available on Amazon? Who knows, right?
I don't know if it is or not.
That's a whole nother. It's something else.
I hope Barry's doing. Barry Beck, we were talking about. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Barry's got through a lot of stuff. With his son, he was very involved in the Mark Pavley situation. So he's But apparently, from what I understand, he reached kind of a low point. He talked about it publicly, so that's why I feel comfortable talking about it. But he's really cleaned himself up, from what I understand, and is doing much better. So
good.
So that's the case.
Well,
and he's really turned to God too. He's really, I think he's got a real strong relationship with God now too. So,
and that's great. Yeah, that's what you need. Yeah. You need somebody, and God can definitely trust God, and it definitely could work and fill the void, and give you more confidence, just knowing that you're not alone.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Okay, so I hate to bring this up again, but. Do you think, have you like changed your tune about like the pooping situation and everything like that? Like, did that talk last week, did that help you at all?
In what way? I'm regular. See, it's get in, get out, get going.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Good point. I forgot about that.
No, that's it. That's my tune. No, and it works. I don't give it much credence. I don't study it. I don't.
You don't look at, when you're done, you don't look at your poop or anything like that.
No, not at all. Right. No, you know what? And no, I'm incorrect. I always, the only factor I'm worried about is quite frankly, I don't want to see any blood in the stool.
So you check it out for health reasons. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, sure. It's, and that's why beet juice is very confusing. If you have a diet of beet juice, my goodness, you're going to think you're
definitely. Okay, here's something we didn't. And just things that come up to my mind. Okay, so when you eat corn, and you chew the corn really well.
You can't chew it well enough, Tom. Okay,
yeah, does the corn come back together somehow in your stomach?
No. You miss some corn. Okay, you're not chewing each one at a time. You put a bunch in your mouth. Right. You think you're chewing it. You're not. You miss some. Okay, I get it. All right. That's
phenomenal. There should be a scientific reason why that happens.
Hold on. Next question.
We call maybe Hooverman. Maybe Hooverman has done a study on that.
Yeah, I'm sure that if we get a shot at talking to Hooverman, that's if that's the question that you're going to blow your shot on.
Hold on, she's back. She's back here. Hold on, Tracy Marie.
Oh my God.
Don't take the Lord's name in vain now.
I show up 50
awesome,
minutes
Tracy.
into the
show, and here we go.
50 minutes into the show. That's awesome. We have 10 minutes left on the satellite. 7 minutes,
God.
Tracy.
Okay, here's one that's a really important thing.
Pardon me, 1 second. Wait 1 second, because I know you probably missed this. Her daughter just had surgery on her knee.
Oh, good. I hope she's doing well.
Soccer player. Oh my God.
Hope she's doing well.
Good luck, Tracy.
Okay, here's another. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Do you always flush the toilet? Or
who the hell told you that? You didn't just come up with that.
I did.
What fan? Come on, somebody.
When I was here's where it came from. When I was out in LA, right after I retired, there was a water shortage, so they didn't want you flushing the toilet. So they would say, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, you flush it down.
Oh my God! Yeah. Wow. That's fascinating. Yeah, that's great.
Do you ever keep it in there, like if it's yellow, or do you just waste the water?
Is there a reason why? No.
Well, you're wasting water, really. You don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. I sometimes there's ill smell.
That's true too.
Who needs that?
Yeah,
you throw a match down there. You light some incense, something like that, right? A little courtesy.
I was at lunch the other day and I had to go poop twice. Like the first time I knew it was there.
Were you with people? In other words,
I was with people.
That's spectacular. Right. Excuse me, I have to go to the
right. I have to go twice. Yes.
Right.
First time is that one that teases you, right? Like you think you got a big one coming, you know it's there, it just doesn't come out, and then they have to do a second. Then you have to run the second time to get there. Right.
The show is going so well. I'll tell you right now. the show is good. We're talking about mindset, embracing the growth mindset. We're talking about all of this stuff, making mistakes and experiencing failure. It's a natural part of growth, right? We were talking about all of this stuff. Right away. Now you get potty mouth.
Well, I just think
right to the potty mouth.
But you think about it though, it's something that everybody thinks about. Like it's bringing it out in the open. Let's not hide it.
Let's talk about positive stuff there. You're going to run on this platform, the shit platform, the shitty platform. It's a shitty platform. Can we have an intervention with Tom? Yeah, probably. Let me tell you. Oh my God. You know what you want to do, Tom? You want to get Broccoli Rob. Okay. And if there's any people here, do you eat Broccoli Rob?
Right. That'll keep you regular. I do not on a regular basis. No.
Get some broccoli rabe. All right. Saute a little onion, garlic.
Right.
Okay. Oil, broccoli rabe. Take that. Forget it. You're going to be like incredibly, fantastically the next day. Regular.
Well, here's what I have. My smoothie has banana with the skin on, lots of fiber, lots of fiber.
Yep.
Sea moss in it as well. Oh, and the sea moss just stirs the pot.
Yep.
And avocado proteins in it. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So you shouldn't really have a problem then.
Oh no, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I think this show is about helping other people, right?
Okay, so that's your answer. Okay, so we have broccoli rabe.
Right.
That's a go-to.
Right.
Okay, and then you have your shake, right? So that another one. So I eat broccoli rabe and I have the shake.
Right.
And I also take a probiotic.
Oh, you got some action going on there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Right.
I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel great.
So like, is there a certain time during the day that it happens at the same time, or is it
usually in the morning? You just try to regulate everything, and that's it. In, out, go. That's it.
Here she comes again, Alicia.
Oh God!
See what brilliance we have here from this magical creature. It is said that if one wants to forget about someone, one should envision him, the body.
Fantastic. Well, so that's why Tom's alone. Is that it? Okay, I get it now. All right, yeah. Jesus, that's God bless. There should be a little mystery in life. I feel.
Yeah,
but so
okay. I accidentally ate something that was organic. Am I going to die?
No, you're going to feel better, Ira. That's fantastic.
Do we believe that everything that says? Do we believe that people, when they say it's organic, is always organic? Or I mean, out in the middle of a field someplace. How do you know?
That's a good point, and I think there are some stiff fines if it's not. Okay, that's number one. So no matter what, I'm going to wash, like the fruit and whatnot that has.
So Tracy Marie's rolling now. She's fired up. She doesn't have any double letters or triple letters like she has sometimes. Let's talk about that special someone that Larry Mellick used to speak of. Enough of this shit talk. Oh, man.
Oh, there you go, Tracy. There you go. Yeah, the shit talk we don't need. You're right. You are right.
Special someone, huh?
We wanted to talk about meditation and mindfulness and how it can play a significant role in our wellness, right? So, Tom, do you meditate? There you go. And
you know what? Here's the deal. I have a couple that was in my gym years ago. Fantastic group of people. They had problems with drugs and alcohol. He was all tattooed up and everything. They really cleaned their lives up. And one of the big things they used was meditation to really clean their lives up. I did not really believe in it that much, and they kept telling me over and over. He gave me a guided meditation YouTube site I went to.
Beautiful.
So he always would talk about that euphoric state that he could get to. And he talked about how great it was. Because I always felt like, okay, meditation, I'm going to be like the old dog laying around on the front porch. You sleep it all the time. He said, no, Tom, that's not the way it is. It can actually be very motivating. So the first time I did it, I got to that state, that euphoric state. It was like, wow. And it was like 10 seconds I was there. So I went back to do it again. I was impatient, which I am impatient sometimes.
No way. I'm shocked. Holy shit. Wow. Okay.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
So I was trying to force myself to get to that euphoric state, and I couldn't do it because I wasn't relaxing. So I kind of drifted away from it. I'd love to get back. I'm going to get back on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is something that is pretty magical, and it works. I mean, it really does, and it helps you out. And I have tried it in the sauna actually.
Yeah.
And it has to be at the beginning of the sauna session, because if I'm there for an hour, the last 15 minutes, I'm melting, and I really am just trying not to focus on anything, including meditation.
Oh, really?
I'm waiting for the clock to tick, go down to zero, because I'm just dripping. It's amazing.
And then once you're done that, you go into the cryogenics?
No. So what I do is I start with 60 minutes of the infrared sauna. I sit there, and then when that's done, I dry myself off as best I can, and then I go into the red light therapy booth for 20 minutes, where I basically improves my eyesight. Certainly raises your testosterone level. It improves your eyesight. It eliminates cataracts. It's pretty good. Tracy, Tom impatient. Breaking news.
Why?
It's obvious. Tracy knows. Come on.
So I threw a ladder down the hill. So
that's a long time ago. Stop living in the past.
I know that's what I mean.
So
I think Tracy's kind of living in the past. I'm a totally patient man now.
No, well, you're not totally patient. Let's get serious now. Totally no. You're getting better. Okay, it's about getting better, not perfect. We're not going to be perfect.
So okay. So what are you going to do after the show? What's the rest of your day?
What is the rest of my day? I am going to Get up. I'm going to get out. I'm going to. I'm going. No,
Right.
I'm going to film. I'm going to do 2 videos, and then I am meeting a budding singer guitar player who we're
Oh,
going to guide his career. He's
nice.
he's the greatest singer songwriter you've yet to hear.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Right. That, and
Yeah.
work on that with him. We're going to push him out there across social media. We're going to go over some of the songs that he has, some of the videos, and that's what I'm doing today,
Okay.
as far as that goes.
I'm fasting right now, so I'm going to break the fast.
Mhm.
I have a smoothie with avocado, banana, sea moss, peptide, collagen peptides, and my protein powder, and that chicken bone broth, organic chicken bone broth in there with it. And then I'm going to go to Costco.
You're going to go to Costco. So
Yeah.
so now, when was the last time? So you're doing? How long have you been doing the fasting? You're still doing that?
Yes. Well, and I do it off and on. I try not to be
Okay.
random. I try to say, like, look at my schedule, when I can eat, when I can't. So then
Mhm.
know, when it's good to fast. I try to schedule a lot of things at noon so I can extend the fast beyond as long as possible.
Mhm.
I find the busier I am, then I'm not thinking about food, because I try to, I stop eating at 8 o'clock the night before and then don't eat again until noon the next day. So a 16-hour fast.
Wow.
It's really, it sounds worse. It's really skipping breakfast is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I take my pre-workout energy, my amino acid drink. So that's about,
Okay.
yeah, so that's about 60 calories. So it's
Mhm.
it's debatable whether the fast really is still continuing because I take that. I still look at it that it's beneficial, right? It's like, yeah. So
So okay. And so what does it do? What does it do for you? It's physical, mental, what, or overall everything?
So I think it's more physical. I didn't understand what it was once I studied it more. So your body after 12 hours roughly has burned up all the sugars and calories in your
Mhm.
body. So now your body goes into healing itself. It goes into the state of autophagy,
Mhm.
where it's regenerating cells in your body, burning stored fats. I find it easier to really control your weight, because it's just you're controlling what's going in. So now you have this period of time where you're burning your stored fats. And you can
Mhm.
really feel it in yourself after a while too. I even feel sharper mentally because the theory is, and I have heard people say this is not true, but some people believe it's regenerating brain cells as well. Now, some people will tell you
Mhm.
that's not possible, but I don't know.
But when you say some people, are they people that are open-minded to
There are more
the
people that I'll see on
possibility?
the internet that have studied fasting,
Right.
and that's what the interesting thing is. So they have differing opinions on the science of fasting.
Right. Right.
So, which is, I guess, that's a lot of science, right?
So that's with everything. So that's what, whether it's positivity, negativity,
Yeah,
abundant mindset, science, neuroscience, right? You could find yes and no to everything,
yeah, totally.
and then it's up to the person to figure out something that works.
Yeah.
As far
So
as
I
the
learned,
banana
yes,
with the
Tracy,
skin,
I did learn during the pandemic that bananas with the skin on, a lot of places they eat the skin. So I freeze my bananas with the skin on
Mhm.
and then put them in my smoothie, and you don't taste it at all. You don't know the
Yeah,
bananas in there. You get all supposedly like 30% more nutrients in the skin.
yeah, the nutrients are
Or,
in the skin. Yeah,
yeah.
that absolutely. I do the
Yeah.
same thing with that. Yep. But so as far as the fasting, that is what also, and we talk about this all the time. You could have like 130 things in your toolbox and only use
Yep.
5 of them
Yep.
a day,
Totally.
right?
Yep.
So it's
Absolutely.
very similar to what the infrared sauna does. Okay, and there's the white fat, brown fat, and certain fats are good for you. Certain fats
Sure.
aren't good for you in your body. And the infrared sauna and cryotherapy. Okay, cryotherapy does the same thing, and you could see that Hooverman, and he's my go-to guy. So you could watch the Hooverman shorts on fasting. He does
Right.
that, and he gives you
Right.
the pros of it. There
Right.
are pros and cons, and then whether it's cryotherapy or the cold plunge. A lot of guys do cold
Right.
plunge.
Great question. So
So,
I think what I was getting here is that if you look at the fats, just pure
mhm,
fat, when you eat an avocado, you'll see that your fat level has gone high. There's a lot of fat, but as
mhm,
Alicia says down here, that's good fat. So there's trans
yeah,
fats, saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats. Trans
mhm,
fats are the ones you do not want. The other fats are good for it. The other fat I mentioned there is good for you. So
mhm,
again, that's the thing. Like I use that app, my FitPal. So if you have salmon, avocados, you
yeah,
want to keep your fats at a certain level. But if you eat those foods, it'll look like you're having all the fat, and it is fat, but it's a good fat. So that's why
yeah,
it's really important to track your nutrients as well to make sure. So trans fats are the bad ones. That's like hot dogs and
yeah,
processed meats and banana. I mean muffins and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, yeah. But I mean, salmon with avocado
Yeah.
is great.
Oh, great food.
Salmon in a salad is great.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
Steak once a week or twice a month or something like that is fine. It's like every day having that, and it's got to be a good steak. You know,
Yeah.
something.
No, I know. Yeah, I love a good steak, like every 10 days or something like that. Charbroiled steak. Oh,
Yeah, it's like a big deal.
porterhouse steak. Oh my God.
Yeah, you appreciate it. You know,
Yeah.
do that. A little sautéed garlic,
Yeah.
spinach.
Yeah. It's like the same thing with fat, like butter too. Like I don't have butter that often, but every once in a while I have butter. Like,
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
Imagine butter is a cheat. It's a cheat food. The fat in avocado is called what? What's she called?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's called good fat.
Good fat. Good fat. There you go.
Yeah.
Good fat. Yeah, it's good fat.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, let's talk about the cheat day thing.
Go.
I don't like the whole cheat day idea.
I don't call it cheat day. But I'm saying for me.
No, I'm not saying you said that people in general want to have it. Like people are really disciplined with their diet, and then on Sunday, let's say I'm going to have a cheat day. I'm going to eat bad food.
Well, yeah, that makes no sense. That I'm not going to. No. To me, a cheat, like, no, what I'm talking about is actually having a steak.
Oh,
you know, in other words, having a steak and putting a little bit of butter on it.
Yeah, totally.
You know that's like that. So yes, what you're talking about is somebody who has French fries.
Yeah,
you know, and
all day long
and fried fish or whatever. You know, whatever it might be. I don't even know because I'm boring when it comes to that. I don't even like going out to eat anymore.
I know, right? Yeah.
Because it's look, you're doing all of this and then you go someplace and you just the amount of salt that they put on something because they don't have the confidence in their own ability to cook healthy, right? You know what I mean? So what do? They throw salt on it.
Yeah, totally.
It's terrible.
That's the thing. Yeah, when you start looking at labels and stuff like fat, like and we're going to Costco and look at canned soup and everything, like holy smokes, like it's all salt.
No, I mean you make your own soup. I mean,
yes,
and it's fun to do that. You know,
it is.
Do that. Yeah, it's fun to make your own chicken soup. I remember with the turkey. You know, Thanksgiving we talked about it.
Sure,
I throw the carcass of the turkey in a big pot. I make turkey soup.
Yeah,
delicious.
Yeah. It is good, yeah. You make your own. You can control you can change the flavor of it. Put the salt and sugar.
So it's a blast. Throw a little ginger in there. Forget it.
Made a nice batch of hummus yesterday. Oh, I put some garlic in that sucker too, though. Woo!
Yes, listen, garlic is fantastic, and garlic is so healthy for you. Look at the benefits of that. It regulates your blood.
Yeah, keeps people away from you.
Yeah, well, that too. Vampires. Vampires never going to get one of us.
No kidding, right? God. Oh, yeah.
Brush your teeth. That's all. Very simple.
All right. Here comes the food expert, Alicia.
Oh, God.
Omega-3s are the best fats for us, not to be confused with omega-6s and omega-9s. Even though we need all of them, the ratio is what matters. Ooh, man. Wow. Good job, Alicia.
Google knows a lot about this. Okay. So everybody Google omegas and there you go.
So omega-3s are in the salmon, right? Isn't that big thing in salmon?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yes, Ron. Salmon is great for your diet.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it is. Yes.
Salmon is fantastic.
Love salmon.
But salmon, tuna. Well, no, depending on where it's raised, right?
Well, farm raised. I get the Atlantic salmon when I'm at Costco. Is that bad?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The Atlantic Ocean seems to be safe.
Right. But how do they know? How do they know it's in the? What if they ever swam to the Pacific Ocean? I don't ever see Pacific Ocean salmon, right? Just the Atlantic salmon.
Oh my God!
Right? How do they know? Do they track the salmon to know where they?
Well, they must catch it somewhere, right? I mean, obviously,
how
the boat they pull it up.
Maybe it lived in the Pacific and then swam to the Atlantic. Do you still call it?
Yeah, across what, the Panama Canal?
Sure, yeah.
How are you swimming across?
I don't know. Well, go underneath. Maybe it goes underneath. Like you go down the Horn of Capricorn or Capricorn or whatever.
The Horn of Capricorn.
I gotta be better at my geography. I'm not very good at geography.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. You're used to like 30 cities.
Right.
Yeah, the NHL, wherever the NHL plays, wherever it is, the sports team.
This is funny. Think about things that are named, like it's named Atlantic salmon.
Yes.
Okay. So
it's from the Atlantic, I would hope.
Right. But again, have we tracked? There's tracking devices on these salmon, like to know where they've been.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get right.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just saying. They don't know.
You have the curiosity of a brilliant third grader.
Seriously. You know what? I'm going to go to Costco and I'm going to ask questions today while I'm at Costco. I'm going to take.
And you're going to get some really good answers.
I've got my buddy Norris, the chicken man. He makes all the chickens there. I'm going to go. I'm going to grab the bag of salmon. I'm going to say to him,
"Listen,
do we know for sure? Do we know for sure that this is from the Atlantic?"
You got to do that. You should bring a friend and have them video these questions. That would be spectacular.
Maybe I'll set the tripod up.
Seriously,
He's a funny guy too. He's a great guy. He's always got the big smile going on. Really good family guy and everything. So I see him coming. He's died laughing. I go, Chicken Man. Oh,
Just think about the amount of people like that are so cheerful and they love what they're doing, or they just
Yeah,
love people. And
totally.
you go see them; it's
Yeah.
inspiring. The other one was when you were playing. You were at the airport. You were getting on and flying to Dallas, and you guys were talking to
Yeah.
the baggage guy, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like
Yeah.
the baggage
Yeah.
handler?
He's a
And he
baggage guy.
sang,
Yeah,
and
he was
he
good.
sang us. What he sang, the national anthem or something?
Yes, he sang that anthem. Yeah, he sings it. I guess he goes to Yankee games and sings there as well. Great guy, funny guy. He was good.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed like a great guy. But those people that you look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
It-
No,
Yeah.
Tracy, I'm trying to help here. Like it should, those questions should be asked. Okay, is it? How do we know it is Atlantic salmon?
Tracy has the answers. She knows.
Yeah, but why is she like being critical? Like, I mean, when I'm trying to help people,
She wants entertainment. She doesn't want potty stuff. She wants entertainment. She wants
Right.
to know about the ways that meditation and mindfulness can
Right.
contribute to overall,
well, that's the good thing. Is
overall
you
wellness.
know what? Here's the good thing. I pooped in the Pacific Ocean, so I
Well,
guess
that's great. That's good
maybe
to know.
that's why the Atlantic salmon
there's no salmon.
Yeah, there's no salmon left there because I pooped in the ocean. Or maybe that's why they don't sell Pacific salmon, because they know it eats poop potentially.
No, you know what? Let me tell you the fish not to have when it comes to that. Okay,
Right.
you don't want bottom feeders. So
Right.
the big one for whatever reason that people try to sell you is tilapia.
Yes, I bought that
Stay-
one time. Yeah, I was told that.
Stay away from that, because that is a bottom feeder that eats all of the garbage at the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
So there you go. That fish, no bueno.
Oh, okay. See, now
And
this
I
is
know that
another.
for a long
Here's
time.
another opinion. Another scientific. Poop is organic,
Oh God. Okay, that's great. Yeah,
so it's got
good.
no chemicals in it. You don't know what I eat, though. But some of the stuff I eat.
Yeah, no good.
I'll tell you. You know what we call this show? Educational.
It is educational. Yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes, yeah.
Right.
Meditation reduces stress. How's that? Okay, that's educational. It's the well-known benefit of
Right.
meditation.
So,
So, am I going to
gonna-
die? Ira, you're not going to die. One day, perhaps you will.
Right.
You will
Yeah.
fall asleep and not wake up.
Right. You are going to die, but it doesn't. It's not going to be from the food you're eating. Like one meal. But if you're eating constantly bad foods, like a lot of hot dogs, like Joey Chestnut, like he should be in jail. Like he's showing
Oh, the
young
hot dog
kids.
guy.
Yeah, he's showing kids how to eat these hot dogs, and they're all going to get diabetes and heart disease. And
Yeah, it's unhealthy. Here's the thing. I think that what Tom and I preach is that we've gotten to this age and we continue to grow younger. No, but if you eat well, you're gonna last a longer statistically. Now, I'm sure there's one guy that smokes cigarettes and he's 102 years old, and everybody wants to point at him. It's only one guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's only like maybe one or two guys.
You know
like
what?
that.
You know what? We should go on a campaign against Joey Chestnut. Like get on social media and condemning Joey Chestnut.
But it's not. You know
Please.
what? We should just go on a campaign of preaching positivity
Right.
and mindset, and you
Okay.
could change. In other words, as you get older, okay. 'cause-
Don't listen to Joey Chestnut as you get older.
No, but I mean, when don't listen to people saying that. Oh, you're 50, you shouldn't be doing this.
Oh,
You're
God,
45,
no.
you shouldn't do this. You're 50, you
Oof.
shouldn't do this. You're
Oof.
55, you're 60. Why don't you take it easy? Why don't you?
Oh.
Look, we got your recliner chair.
Oh, I know.
You know
you're
what I'm
supposed
saying?
to retire. Here's a retirement fund here for you to invest in.
Yeah. Which is
Oh,
all
God.
that is well and good, but the bottom line is, and that's what I like about Florida, because as I'm going 8:00 in the morning to Ageless Fitness, which I love the name of the place. Anyways, I'm going there to do the cryo and the sauna and all of that. There's no baloney. There are 10 guys on bicycles, 10 guys and girls on bicycles. There's a bunch of people hiking. You know what I'm saying? And they're older than I am, and they're happy. They're happy as hell. They're waving.
Totally.
The temperature this week is 90 degrees.
Oh, really?
89 to 94 degrees.
Wow.
Okay. It's a dry heat. No, but my point is it's sunny every day.
Oh, I know.
So this is.
But you know what?
this is
In
nice.
your life, it's sunny every day, everywhere for you. Don't you look
Well,
at it that way?
That's
You
true.
look at-
Actually,
yeah.
yes. When it's cloudy, it's actually it's a unique experience.
I think. Okay. I don't. Again, I'm sensitive with these comments.
Go.
Baloney. So I'm assuming she's saying that I'm spewing baloney. That's how I'm taking it. Am I wrong?
Well, you know,
I mean,
you
it's
could be right. It could be a double-edged sword or a double entendre, I think they call it.
Right.
Not in the Bronx, but anyway, she's breaking your crackers, buddy. You know what
Right, I
I'm
think she
saying?
is. I
Tracy
think
is
so.
on the show to keep you on your toes. She's calling you out on your
Oh,
perceived
yeah,
BS.
clearly. Here's
There
the
you go.
dig. Here's the dig.
Thank
That's
you.
just such a
Thank you
breath of
so
fresh
much.
air.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, not only is it a compliment to you, but it's a negative towards me, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm full of baloney, right?
Yeah. No, Tom's just having a good time. Listen, Tom embraces the humor. It's one of his character strengths. He likes to be humorous, and he does a pretty good job of it. But once again, everybody, reduce stress, meditate.
Meditate. Yes. Yes. And don't be afraid to change, right?
Don't be afraid to change.
Oh, big time.
Have an abundant mindset, a growth mindset.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else
Oh,
do
here we
have?
go. Here, Alicia, last one of the day. Unless Tracy put something up here. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Oh, I'm the new Larry Melnick.
Gaia TV has a program called Human by Design.
Mm.
Talks about being healthy past 100 years. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that is true. Greg Braden, he is all about that. There's a lot of guys out there like that. There are a lot of guys with validity that are saying you could live to be 120.
Totally.
So
it's
I
such a mindset, right? Like talk about mindset. Like you keep telling yourself that I'm just have to sit in the couch because I can't do anything. That's the way it's going to be. I told you before. This guy a couple weeks ago was doing a video, and his message was he was trying to be good, saying that live your life all out all the time. Don't wait till you're 65 years old. He said because at 65 years old, your body stops working. And I said, my body doesn't stop working at 65. I'll be 65 on the 15th, and I'm going to get better and better. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what? Some like so-called professional or some professionals his thing was that at 65 your body stops working.
Right. His point was though, I know I can't remember. He was on a panel of people talking. It was one of those reels that I was watching, and he was more trying to send the message to live life all out all the time. Don't wait till you're 65. So his message was trying to be good, but he was a guy that's probably like in his 30s or early 40s. And saying, "Well, 65, your body falls apart." And like,
yeah, so we should show him that. That's like the guys. Listen, you know what? Yeah, that guy. That's the guy we should protest. We say, "What? 65? We'll go see him." Hey, what do you think? Where's our body? Yeah, how you doing?
Where is it?
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. Ah, look at you.
You know what it is? I think that's what forced me. I've started to do more workout videos again, and I think that's what it was. I want to show people. Yeah, don't.
I'm glad you brought that up because they're good. Yeah, I saw that the intensity. They're very good, and it should motivate people to go to the gym because anybody, no offense, anybody can go to the gym and do what we do.
Yeah,
right. Because we're not lifting any world records or anything like that. We're not bench pressing 400 pounds. We're not squatting 500 or 600 pounds. We're not deadlifting. Like we used to, let's say, 10
Absolutely.
plates. Anyway,
there's some great videos. Like I watched a few people like they edit their videos, put music to it, and have it bouncing around a little bit and stuff. I was like, wow, that's cool. Yeah,
that was mine. Thank you.
So, I don't pay attention to your stuff.
I know that, you jealous bastard. Anyway, that's funny. No. Anyway, what do you got?
Okay, one last one with Tracy here.
We're running out of steam here.
Oh, those videos you're posting, you look pissed off.
Well, you got to get a little mad at the weights sometimes. Yes. You got to get a little focused and determined, right?
It's called purpose, passion and intent.
Purpose.
Yeah. So when you do something, there's a purpose why you're doing it. It's a purpose why you do the workout. You do it with passion. You put your heart into it. So what I really try to teach people too, while on that subject is, so for me, it's kind of a spiritual thing too. Well, not kind of. It's a big time spiritual thing. It's my body's important as well, but it's more my mind. Where I say, okay, if I'm going to do 12 reps, I try to put a weight on so that I know at the 8th rep, my body's going to say to me, Tom, you're tired, you're going to get hurt, you need to stop, right? That's your defense mechanism in your body. So at that point, when you get to that, don't worry about 12, just worry about getting 8. Once you're done 8, then you get 9. Once you're done 9, you get 10, and so on until you get to 12. So you don't concentrate on getting 12, it's just one at a time. And once you do that, then you're done. You go, wow, that was pretty cool, right? Like, and then you build that confidence and now that knowledge that you really can accomplish anything in life just by going one step at a time. Don't be overwhelmed by the big picture. Just get the one thing at a time. So
absolutely.
Yes.
So it works, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Hit the gym. Take care of yourself.
Every single video, yes, Tracy.
Yeah, it's not zippity doo dah. That's because Tracy's not there to make you laugh.
Yeah, pick on me. Yeah.
Tom works out by himself. You don't see anybody there. He goes before anybody else, which is the greatest time to go, by the way, to a gym.
Yeah, I know.
And
maybe that's why I do the stuff, because Tracy picks on me so much. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe internally I haven't really dealt with it. That's what it is. Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Empty mind, healthy body. Oh, Alicia, just to the point.
Empty mind, healthy body. Okay. All right, there you go.
All right, good show. We covered a lot of topics today. Man, that was a good show. Right?
Yeah. Why not? We're talking about spirituality and wellness and getting better.
Yeah. If it's
Right?
if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, you didn't know that. If it's yellow, let it mellow.
Oh my
If it's
God.
brown,
Well, I
fresh
wasn't
it.
in LA back then.
Right.
I stayed at Shutters on the Beach in Santa
Right.
Monica when I
So
went there,
you've
and
helped
it
me
was a
so
little.
much. You've helped me so much. I'm helping you. I'm
Yes, you're
teaching you
returning
things.
that favor.
Yeah.
I'll be mindful of that the next time
Right.
I'm in the
Well,
men's room.
so actually, I got my little tripod, and it does not take a whole long time. You just
Yeah,
get the tray.
you just put the camera down. It's one camera, and then he
Yeah.
moves it around. It's on a
Yeah.
tripod.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you edit it. You get
Yep.
the Splice app,
Yep.
which we're sharing with everybody, which
Yeah.
has music that is not copyrighted, so nobody
Right.
takes your videos down.
Right.
And it's brilliant. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. It's right on your phone.
Another thing Rich Gaberti taught me, the Splice
Well,
app. Right.
I don't even remember how I even found it, but yeah, it's
You know
a
what
good
I'm
little
going to do?
trick.
I'm going to do a video one time of all the mistakes I make in the gym. Like when I get up on the Bosu ball, there's a lot of times they're falling down. I should
Oh.
do that to show that, yeah, it doesn't
The
always.
Bosu ball, yeah, the upside down Bosu ball.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Sometimes you get up on that thing, end
Yeah.
up on your falling down. Yeah.
Almost,
All right,
yeah.
everybody. Hope you had fun here today. We learned some things, maybe some things you didn't want to learn, but you were forced to learn. Remember, don't be afraid of change. All right.
Change is
Yeah.
good.
Change is good. And again, our 988 hotline for a mental health hotline. Call that and call us. Help anybody. We help each other. Everybody help Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't suffer in silence. That's the important thing. Mental illness, you're not feeling well, don't suffer in silence. Please reach out.
Yep.
And suicide is never an option.
Right.
It is never an option.
Right.
Please.
And if you're
please.
reaching out, don't feel like people are going to look down at you because you're asking for help for mental health reasons.
No.
Listen, we're all we made ourselves better. We sucked it up and said, "Listen, I'm going to be vulnerable here, but I'm going to make myself better." So, yeah, it all works.
Absolutely. So
Everybody,
good
have a
luck
great
and
week. Have a great Easter, everybody.
happy Easter.